Right, so it's Friday, probably the 27th of October. Temperatures today 25, but I'll be honest, it's pretty sticky because the humidity is 63. It's saying at the moment. Now on my app, it's saying it's going to be cloudy all day, but I've got a feeling it might rain. So I have to wait and see on that one for tomorrow. So also, it's Fish and Chip Friday, but I don't think today I'll be getting fish and chips. I might do, but I don't think I will somehow. But I'll tell you about that again tomorrow as well. But also, so Steve, I think Steve was the first one in. If he is now anyway. So Steve, you're a top man, everybody else is top people. Right, now today looks like the comments are coming up as they should, which is good because the past week's they've been coming up on top of each, even though I won't be reading the comments until after the live vid. And a big milestone, I've got to thank Kev to show that he's a true supporter. Today is my 500th live vlog. So sort of bit of an anniversary. I don't know how long I've been doing live vlogs. I think I've been doing for quite a few years now. And I used to do a Sunday live thing, didn't I? I'm not doing that at the moment. Will I do that later on? I don't know. But at the moment, I'm doing the daily vlogs. So 500 vlogs. That's a lot, isn't it? Can't believe that. And Annette said, you and Steve should be a double act. Good idea, Annette. Unfortunately, Steve's just bought a business and he's working all week now in the tech shop. But every now and again, we do get together, and if he is coming over, yeah, we'd do the double whack for you and that. So keep watching. That's what I say. So anyway, today's comment is pretty long one, really. Well, it could be. It's from somebody called Keep Smiling, and it is the cost of living, bills, food, please. So it's quite a long one. That now what I thought I would do, I'll just check on a video I'd done back in 2022, and it was called the Living in Spain Monthly Costs Update, because obviously back in 2022 my bills were just going up and up, and most of that's to do with electric, and I talked about that, so check out that video. But I'm not going to go through the whole complete breakdown. There's no point in me saying now the cost of living has gone up. Obviously, when I've been checking on the internet, they still say Spain is a lot cheaper, and it probably is, because a lot of the bills that we pay, say yearly, like one of them is the IBI tax, which is like a bit like a council tax. Ever since I've been here, that's never gone up. It's always been the same payment. It's a bit like the car. The car's never gone up. The car tax or the ITV thing, they've never gone up. And I've also noticed that my internet payment from CompuServe has never gone up, because we've added a few extras to it. So I mean, they're pretty good. Obviously, food, fuel is probably a big increase. Anyway, I'll go through that for you now. But what I will try and do, because I didn't realise I did this last October, and the reason I keep doing that, we've got these little titchy flies. Anyway, so I will try and do an update on my Living in Spain monthly costs, because I did it like over a year ago, and we'll just see. Things have gone up. There's no point in me saying it hasn't. So what I've done, this is all approximate, and also it all depends on your lifestyle, guys. Some people live by themselves and they live in an apartment. Some people obviously rent. Now we own our property, so I haven't got to worry about rent, things like that. It's just the two of us. We're retired, so we are living off our pensions. And that's another thing I think you have to remember, when you're living off your pensions, that's the only money that's coming in. I mean, all right, I've got some private pensions as well, which is the added bonus, really. You got to spread the costs out, because things need fixing. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed since I've been here is the maintenance costs. The upkeep of the property, painting. I mean, we can't even afford to paint the house at the moment. We've got things to do, things falling off. not just myself. So anyway, so this is only approximate, and like I said, it all depends on your lifestyle, guys. I mean, obviously, if you're young, you're going to be spending a little bit more, and if you're really old, you're probably spending a little bit more healthcare, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, this is just an average. Let's just use some idea. So our weekly costs, what we spend a week, like we just pop over to the shop and get little odds and ends and nicky-nacky things, is about, well, last year it was 120. I reckon it's about 130 a week now that we sort of spend on those sort of things. We just buy what we need, you know, when we need it. Obviously, car fuel is the biggest increase. Now, we used to pay, I used to put in 30, I've always put in £30 or €30. Now, I still try and put in €30, but it didn't last long. So usually it's 40 plus a week I'm on about, not a month. And fuel is, I noticed, been creeping up again. I think we're talking like, you can find some places about. I don't, you know, I don't bother with that, but some people do try and shop around and get the cheaper fuel. I think it's like 159 up to about 180 something. So it is going up. Now, last year, the government, Spanish government, was giving you, I think it was like 20 cents off a litre or something, which is a big help. Well, they haven't bothered this year. And I'm sure that's all going to come to light soon because of the lorry drivers. Obviously, they have to pay for diesel. And that's what pushes the prices up and everything, isn't it? It's the fuel that causes the problem. Yeah, we get no help now, so that's another pain. Eating out. Now, we used to eat out probably once a week. We don't even do that now, really. Because we used to spend like €60 a week. Well, we don't do that now. I mean, to be quite honest, it's probably €60 a month now. I mean, you can still shop around. You can get some amazing restaurants. But even, you know, I'm on about the menu Dio thingies. I never pronounce that. You know what I'm on about, the cheap meals that you can get. Now, they've all crept up. I mean, years ago, it used to be like $6.50, and now with most places that I've been to, they're about €15 each, which is still good. You know, I can't moan about it. Now, obviously, the biggest one was electricity. Now, last year, on average, now I'm just going through the summer payments, we're paying 240. Now, we're talking monthly, not every 2 months, monthly. Now, that's dropped down on average now. We're spending about €100 a month on electricity. Now, water surprised me. Now, last year, I think what it was, I was putting it down as monthly, was 35 a month. We pay that every 2 months, and I think personally that's gone up to about €60. You know, so it's €30. So it's about the same. Ain't gone up too much. Internet, I said, is about the same. We have ours by CompuServe. Internet's going to be different whatever you use. You know, if you use your phone, your phone company, or fast broadband, that sort of stuff, that's all different. Now, the pool, yeah, we could make a saving there. My wife used to do it before, but we're getting older now, so we have got a pool bloke in. Now, he's put up his prices by €2. So we pay 53. Now, the pool will also depend on how big it is. If it's a small pool, obviously it's going to be cheaper. If it's a big, massive pool, then it's going to cost you a lot more. And that's another thing, you have to shop around for pool people. Right, supermarket. Now, my wife, I tell her, don't go to Tesco's, but she just loves, this is the thing, it's what you love. And we spend a little bit more. And on average, we do like a supermarket bulk for the month, you know, and we were about dog food, all the bulky stuff. And we spend about €200 on that. I know a lot of people could probably spend a lot less. You could go to the markets, you could shop around, but we're old people, so we go down. So my wife goes to the Tesco's. There are other there's loads of, I can't believe the amount of supermarkets that are in this small area. And you can get some deals. Now, I've put extras, taxes. I'm not going to go into all that. You know, I'm on about house insurance. I put that in the video. when I decide to get around to doing it. But I can assure you, taxes is a killer. Now, last year I paid just under £2,000. That's going to go up for next year. And also, I've just heard that in the UK, our state pension's going up by 8%. So that means that my increase. So I'm going to see if I can shop around and get an accountant, because I'm still not happy with what I'm paying. But hey ho, you know, that's one of the things you have to do. Now the bank, now I've got down there 35 a quarter. Now that's another pain in the bottom about paying bank charges here. Now lots of people are saying, oh yeah, would it use that what do you call it now, that online thing? But it's not really a bank, is it? And I did hear some people weren't getting their payments in straight away. Something about like they do security checks. I don't like internet stuff. Over the years, I'm an old bloke. I've used internet quite a few times, and there's always been problems. Every now and again, sometimes, you know, 2 or 3 years, no problem. And suddenly you get a major problem, you've got nobody to contact. Or they don't want to know you because you're just a person on the end of the line. Or they don't even bother responding to it. So yeah, so maybe I'm paying a little bit extra on that. Yeah, so we got to pay bank charges. Now, I thought it's gone up. I'm sure it's 37 a quarter. I've got 35, but that's from last year. Anyway, what I will say is we put over £2,000 a month, and 1,000 of that pound. Well, I'm talking pounds, so we're probably talking 2,300 euros in exchange rate, because the exchange rates is pretty pants as well, really. And 1,000 of that is for maintenance. We got so many jobs that we got to get on top of. The wife. we got jobs going around the property. We got a big size property, and they cost money. You know, unfortunately we can't do them now. You know, what the wife tries to do is does a bit of painting, but we have to call in people to do these jobs, and it all costs money, and we have to put money by. We just had a wood burner put in this year because I was fed up with being so cold in the winter. Even though we got central heating, we just found that the central heating wasn't enough. And we know that the boiler that we got oil boiler, it's on its way out. It nearly packed up this year, sorry. And the boiler man managed to do his wizard on it, and we got hot water again. So that's another reason why we had the wood burner. And so we thought if the boiler does pack up, because we've got to put money by for it. I think a new boiler, we're talking £3,000 or so either £2,000 or £3,000, something like that. So it's something else to think about. Obviously, solar power is the thing a lot of people say, but today, as you can see, you're not going to get all that power. And like I've said before, it's so expensive here. I think it's expensive. People say, well, you get your money back. Yeah, we'll probably get our money back in 10 years. Well, I'm going to be in my 80s then, I think. Well, near my 80s. So I ain't going to have much time left anyway to enjoy it, the benefits of it. So I think I can probably put that money better sense. Anyway, so that's today's chat. What I will do, that's from Keep Smiling, I will try and bring out a monthly update on the costs. Obviously, I've just given you a bit of it, and it's probably made you depressed. But it is cheaper here than the UK. I'm going to say that straight away. But being a pensioner, trying to stretch your money does make things difficult. Now, I've only got 16 likes, 25 now. I know I'm on early today. Now, hopefully tomorrow I'll be back in the afternoon. I've got a lot to do today. I'll tell you all that tomorrow. Anyway, thank you much for popping in. Oh, it's gone up to 27 now. But anyway, I'm going to go. I've got things to do. So, adios, amigos. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Adios.